And today I'm delighted to be in the company of the Chief Representative of the JICA Egypt office, Mr. Ebisawa Yo. Of course, today a very interesting interview discussing all the development projects between Egypt and Japan. Mr. Ebisawa, thank you very much, sir, for your time and for joining us on Nile TV International.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to have you with us, Mr. Ebisawa. And of course, 70 years. We're talking about 7 decades of development, of cooperation, of partnership, and a relationship really full of history and culture between Egypt and Japan. Now, how do you see this long history of friendship between the two countries, and how would you describe the current stage of cooperation between Egypt and Japan?
So, as all of us are aware, we Japanese people are fond of Egypt and the Egyptian culture and the heritage and the history that Egypt has been walking through for several thousand years. And also we feel that the Egyptians are friendly to Japanese whenever we visit here or discuss something and so on. And as a development practitioner or the head of Japanese cooperation agency, in my business or private time, I feel that these are built on the past cooperations between the two countries, not only from Japan, but it's both ways. And so, these days, how should I say, a trust built between two countries, especially, over a long period of time, long period of cooperation, is now blooming in the result, or the flowers, I should say, in the terms of flowers, into GEM or Cairo Opera House or Cairo Metro number 49, which we are working with the National Agency for Tunnels, and like EJUST, the prominent Egypt-Japan University of Science and Technology, which is #1 in that area in Egypt. And so, I think in scale, it is so much scaled up recently after these 70 years of cooperation. And also the quality, we've been cooperating, working together, co-creating the result. However, we can see that both sides are teaming up together more and more these days.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Mr. Ebisawa, you discussed so many different areas of development. You discussed the economic development, educational, health, transportation, infrastructural development as well. So let's just try and break them up a bit and discuss each individually. Let's start with, for example, transportation. Japan has great partnership with Egypt in several, as you said, the metro line and the tunnel building. And this is very important, especially with Egypt's drive to build its infrastructure and its road networks as well. Tell me a bit about the Egyptian-Japanese partnership in this regard.
Okay, so the project itself is aiming at the reduction of congestion in Egypt, especially the center of Cairo metropolitan area. Yes. I always experience also. And also to be eco-friendly, to reduce the number of cars or congestion, especially in the busy hours, morning and night. So, it involves also a Japanese company as a contractors having the special Japanese technologies in the construction or the how should I say, equipment itself. And so these, with us being a catalyst, not only financing to the project, but working together, not only like a supervision, but working together with the contractors or the Egyptian government side and ourselves, it would, we are, how should I say, keeping the best quality for the Egyptian people when it is finished. And also the operation itself later on would be sustained from our, how should I say, core vision, one of our core vision is sustainable, yes, development and facility operation.
Indeed. And also there's the issue of technological transfer you were speaking about. It's not just about funding, but there's the whole technological transfer, technological expertise of the Japanese government, as well as a side of training as well for the Egyptian side that will be working in these projects. How important do you see, I know Japan focuses on human-centered or human development projects, which is very important. There's lots of training that is being provided for Egyptian expatriates or Egyptian employees. How important is this aspect with regards to Egyptian-Japanese cooperation?
Well, I think there are two aspects. First of all, soft contents-wise, we share with the trainees which are dispatched from Egypt to Japan, the Japanese technology or techniques or skills which we have in Japan. And it's not just a one-way teaching. In these trainings, it's both sides. So we Japanese experts or the training, how should I say, program, learn from the Egyptian trainees who's dispatched from Egypt. And so first part I would like to say it's the knowledge transfer from Japanese side, and also sometimes co-creation or cooperation. So we Japanese side, mainly experts, have a new understanding or new, how should I say, methods or those things from the Egyptian side. And secondly, what is important is that we, how should I say, so we, in these training courses, the Egyptian expats to Japan will be there in Japan and mingle with people, and not only the trainers, and see our culture. So we develop a basic, how should I say, a friendship or trust.
More the soft power.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Cultural exchange
yeah.
and the softer
We can rephrase that. So it's, yes, soft power-wise, we are sort of exporting our good part, technology, and also nurturing the friendship between two countries.
Absolutely right. Now, speaking about knowledge, let's move to education. This is a very, very important part of Egyptian-Japanese ties and cooperation over the years. Education has always been central to Japan's cooperation with Egypt. Tell me a bit now about JICA's main priorities with regards to education in Egypt.
So between Egypt and Japan, led by JICA's programs, we have a big how should I say, initiative called the Egypt-Japan Education Partnership. Yes, and it's at I should say a strategic or the country-to-country level, led by the President Sisi and our former Prime Ministers, and it covers the technical transfers or knowledge sharing in the early childhood education, basic, secondary, or high school, or also postgraduate education. So we have full force supporting the human capacity development in the areas of education in Egypt. So, I can mention in details later, but I should say it's one of our main pillars of cooperation, which JICA is working on in Egypt.
Absolutely. Now, in Japanese culture, the concept of kaizen, am I saying it correctly? Kaizen, yes. Continuous improvement, continuous development. It plays a vital role, really, with regards to development and management. How do you see this philosophy engaging with Egypt's ongoing development journey, specifically in the education sector?
Well, yes, I think for Japanese people, first of all, it's not something special. So in our society or culture or school, we learn from our parents or school teachers or our same batches in schools. So if you have a mistake or if it didn't go well, you would review and try to be better next time in every aspect of life, for school, studying, and so on. Even in the playing with kids and everyday life. So, well, and we see that it is, how should I say, special soft power or contents, as you mentioned, in Egypt. And so that part, not only Kaizen, but such philosophy or the way of studying or working or dealing with people, dealing with your daily life, is incorporated in our cooperation. Not only education, but every technical cooperation, we have such an aspect, although we don't mention that much.
Yes, it comes with the package of being from Japan.
Yes, so that's the special part of Japanese knowledge transfer, although it's high context and not mentioned always. So we try to mention these days.
Very good. It's something I think indirectly learned. If this is the culture that is in Japan, this could be an indirect form of learning, learning from each other's culture.
But we try, since we Japanese will not realistically stay in Egypt, those experts, forever. So, our core value of our cooperation is to have it sustainable, to be led or operated by Egyptian side, and most likely it shouldn't be Japanese. It should be integrated in Egyptian culture or way of thinking, how to work things out. So we are trying to, how shall I say, visualize or to have it in text or to have it in our guidance when we do such in our technical cooperation, so that the Egyptian teachers or trainers would carry on training people, and spreading out such techniques or skills.
Absolutely right. Mr. Ebisawa, now one of the flagship initiatives is the Egypt-Japan University of Science and Technology, as well as the Egyptian-Japanese schools. Tell us a bit about this very important partnership and the progress of this education development program.
Okay, so both are our flagship project, and for Egypt, so we had a request, the Japanese side had a request from the Egyptian side to choose as a partner, to work to have to how should I say, beef up or the strengthen the science and technology graduate courses or capacity of teaching such in Egypt. And there are many stories to tell, so which I cannot tell here in a short time. But as a result, as of now, so after like let's say maybe almost 15 years of operating, it's as I mentioned in the beginning, the #1 science and technology university in Egypt, and also in the Times university rankings in such a prominent, how should I say, in a position, the magazines. I think, I know that the school is in the very how should I say, top notch of this globe.
Very well received by Egyptians aspiring to let their children study as well.
Yes, and not only Egyptians, but we see these days many students from abroad, especially from the African continent, which is showing the Egyptian being the center or the hub for such study for science and technology. And for the schools, Egypt-Japanese schools, we call it EJS. Well, this is led by Ministry of Education and Technological Education, MOETE. And we have been working together to introduce Japanese way of teaching students. We call it including tokkatsu, special activities. And So this is for children to not only, how should I say, well, this is to enhance children's ability to, well, think or care about other classmates or
And their
surroundings and environment, and so, well, holistic human education, we call it. I'm not listing up what we do there, but that part, I think the schools now, Moete has already have like 69 EJS nationwide, and they're constructing more. And so we are supporting the technical cooperation of having how to operate those schools or curriculums, or having the trainers, trainers for trainees. For education, yes. And so it is blooming, and year by year it's reaching the next stage to, how should I say, aim for more higher target and so on. And hopefully, this kind of education method would spread out to Egypt nationwide. And yes, and it would take. It has great potential. Yes, it would take 10, 20, 30 years. It would take a long time, but our core value is also long-term sustainability or long-term commitment. So we hope it would, maybe in the end it might be Egyptian style in the future, like 50 years from now, but we hope that would enhance the child's capability through our holistic approach. Yes.
Right, let me move. There's a lot to cover. I don't want to overburden you, but I want to move to another important thing of agricultural development. Now, with agriculture, of course, as you know, remains vital to the Egyptian economy, and the issue of food security, water scarcity, all this are core issues with regards to Egypt. How is JICA supporting Egypt with regards to projects related to modernizing the agricultural sector, energy conservation, as well as water scarcity projects?
Okay, so well, touching on those challenges you've raised, I can mention about one project right now about we are financing a direct water gate project in the upper Nile. Yes, and well, it's for the controlling of the water, how should I say, volume from upper Nile and so on, and it's for the irrigation. And so for the water scarcity, it's not directly approaching to the reduction of scarcity, but well, it's contributing to a great control over the water supply from the Nile to all those farmers beyond the upper Nile. And also we have some technical cooperation project which focuses on the technology transfer regarding the market-oriented farming to some farmers in upper Nile with our consultants and expert team. And so those, we feel that there's a room for development to already existing farmers. So we are approaching at that aspect in the economic development regarding the agriculture. Yes.
Right. And lots of investment opportunities as well are available in Egypt. Let me ask you, Mr. Ebisawa, how do you see Japan's vision or view of Egypt and cooperation with Egypt and using Egypt as a doorway or a windowway to other markets in Africa as well as possibly Asia?
Well, we see that there's a big potential for development in Egypt in terms of how should I say, population population shape. How should I say? So I saw the figure the other day. 60% of population in Egypt are under 40 or the working. Yes. So workers' age, and so well, everybody knows that there's a big potential if we could, or the Egypt could utilize
So it's a
this.
high productivity.
Yes, it's for the high productivity, for the export, and to be an export-oriented or export forward-looking economy. And so we, from my personal point of view, we see potential in developing some kind of export industry here. So, well, not only Japanese companies, but I think global companies would see potential investing here for having factories and so on. And actually, on top of that, so our cooperation in the technical, how should I say, skill education area, which we are doing under Egypt-Japan Educational Partnership, would support having more and more skilled workers in this country. So to support such in the area of how should I say investment, export. Yes.
Mr. Ebisawa, as you mentioned, of course, Egypt has great potential, and it is very well positioned geographically.
Yes.
It is in the middle, literally in the
Okay.
middle of the world. Access to Africa, can get through Egypt, access to Asia, and all the continents really. How do you see, in your opinion, what sectors hold the greatest potential for future collaboration between Japan and Egypt and other African nations?
Okay.
How
So.
can Egypt be used as a hub in this regard?
Well, so it's not JICA's official, I mean, well-developed answer, but it's from my personal understanding. So, as I mentioned, so there's a big potential of having more and more manufacture and export-oriented economies. So, well, I don't have a clear remedy or solution, but yeah, one answer might be developing some sectors, industrial sectors, which Egypt could have strength on. I don't know, it might be like car manufacturing or something of such. And well, in addition, these days we see some Japanese companies investing to have factories for the wire harness, which would be used for the cars. So from such trend, maybe such manufacturing like a car industry might be a big potential. And we are supporting third country training program here in Egypt. What is third country training program? It's for the African and Arab countries. So JICA and the Egyptian counterpart, we together have training courses in various sectors here, which are inviting the non-Egyptian Arab country or the African continent countries to have a training here. So we are not only transferring Japanese software contents, technological transfer, but also what Egypt has developed. So in that sense, I suppose from this 70 years of cooperation, we see that Egypt has a strong strength in technical transfer to African countries, and well, we are doing such already with the Egyptian counterparts, and so this could be some kind of hint to be a hub for the African continent for let's say exporting things to other economies. Well, first of all, we are so glad that this project, GEM, not only for the Egypt, but for the humankind, I should say, reached this point, the grand opening on November 1st. So as being asked by your kind self, we have been supporting GEM development in the three aspects. So first is financial cooperation. So we have extended our how should I say, concessional loans to Egypt in 2006 and 2016, and we covered more than half of the cash needed for the construction of such great facilities, and so that's one thing. And second part is technical cooperation, which I've been explaining for other sectors. So, well, this will be a long story. From 2008, we have been dispatching like how shall I say, maybe 120 experts from Japan in these 20 years, and we have been training more than 2,000 Egyptian counterparts here in GEM in training courses in Japan or in Egypt. And so such technical cooperation is the second part. And the third one is, well, second part, yeah, I should supplement. It's for the preservation, conservation, and transportation of the important artifact which is being kept nicely at Egypt. So, yes, and the third part is the cooperation, technical cooperation to the operational management of the GEM authority. And, well, it's still continuing. And well, I should add one more cooperation which we have been doing. It's the cooperation to restoration of the second Khufu boat, which is led by our prominent Egyptology scholar in Japan, Professor Sakuji Yoshimura, and his team. And so this is through finance and etc. So these are four big chunk of cooperation we've been working on through this 20 years. So, well, it's rather a backyard work, and we cover also exhibition. However, the main part was for the conservation center. So, technology-wise, we have how should I say, supported in the equipment like portable 3D scanners or such kind of equipment, so that the conservators or restoration experts could work on the high-tech environment. And what's more important is that Japanese experts work together with Egyptian experts there to restore some artifacts together. So it was a joint cooperation, and especially 72 artifacts to be exhibited is the result of the main cooperation through that project. And I remember 65 of them are related to the King Tut. Yes, and well, let me add one more thing. Yes, so first of all, before building a deep trust between the Egyptian side and the Japanese side, we were using the, how should I say, a mock or fake artifacts for the technology transfer, because I'm sure that the Egyptian side were a little bit conscious working with other countries' experts. So after those years, I guess from 2016 or earlier, we reached to the point that Japanese experts could also touch and co-work together. And that's the fruit of the cooperation and the trust built between the two parties. And yes, so
and the restoration of the Khufu boat that you mentioned is another very important project, and it's ongoing.
Ongoing.
Visitors will be able to watch.
Yes, yes. So yes, so we don't want the tourists to miss these 2 or 3 years to come. You could actually see the experts working restoring the second Khufu. And after such, you'll never see the restoration in front of you. So, and we've supported how to exhibit the artifacts and so on. So I guess it's better than mentioning from my mouth, but I would really recommend people to go there and to see the gallery, and which would be opened after the grand opening. Mainly, I'm mentioning also about the Tutankhamen gallery, which would be opened after the grand opening.
Grand inauguration. Yes. Once the museum is fully operational, after the grand opening, now open to visitors from all around the world, and is expecting to receive millions of visitors every year. How do you see it influencing Egypt's tourism sector and its cultural presence globally?
So, well, I'm sure that the Egyptian people are confident about their heritage or culture or history, and I'm sure that the Egyptians would be more and more proud of what they have, or what they have stored or kept. And also for the people outside Egypt, not only tourists, but since we are also supporting the gem to be a regional center of research or conservation, I should say, I can mention that through GEM being such a center or hub for the research and conservation and so on, and it will be a center of disseminating such to the world from Egypt. I think, well, Egypt is already leading in this area, but be the more and more prominent leader in the world for as a guardian of humankind heritage or treasures, and also the research on history or those heritage or artifacts. And that would affect, I'm sure, the number of tourists coming to Egypt. So that's one of the target or the goal we were thinking when we decided to support this GEM project through our financing. So it's also related to earning more revenues, foreign currencies, through the tourism, and also how should I say, having more places for the workers, so to how should I say, enhance people to work in the labor market. So.
Once again, I'd like to thank you very, very much, Mr. Ebisawa Yao, the Chief Representative of the Japanese International Cooperation Agency in Cairo, Egypt. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, and wishing you all the best in all the future projects, of course, and the development of ties between Egypt and Japan.
Thank you very much. My great honor to be on your project.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our interview with our dear guest, Mr. Ebisawa Yao, the Chief Representative of the JICA offices here in Cairo, Egypt. You are in the company of myself, Angie Meher. Many thanks for watching.